I'm really happy to be with you this morning. I'm going to have a chance to work in your classroom and work with fourth grade youngsters and teach them control theory. There's real significance in kids learning control theory. For a long, long time on our earth, people have believed they were controlled by what happened all around us. Over here on a poster, this signifies the world in which we live, the real world, and this picture represents all of us. And we just gather information from this world with our eyes, ears, nose, and skin. But once we've gathered that information, in this process that I'll be explaining to kids, they take control of the information and all they do. Nobody can help them more than by sharing information with them, by giving them ideas. Then they're on their own. I think they need to understand that that's true, that we don't just say you're responsible, they really are responsible. And this is the beginning process. By helping them understand the theories, the ideas contained in control theory, they begin to get the idea that they really are responsible. And I want today to make sure that they have some vocabulary so that we can go on building on that vocabulary, not so much details. I mean, that will come. These are fourth grade children. You know, we're not trying to make PhDs out of them in psychology, just to understand their behavior. And that will build on that information to help them have better relationships with you, with the work they do, with their parents. They'll be more responsible people. And this is the first step in our doing it. So I'm really looking forward to being with the youngsters in the classroom. I am really glad to be with you today because I've brought you something that you've never heard before. I'm going to help you do something that you've never done before, and I want to do it so that you and Mrs. Gately and Mrs. Royer can build a better teaching-learning partnership than you've ever had before. One that's really going to help you feel marvelous about being a student. You already feel marvelous, don't you? Yeah, I know you do, but you're going to feel more marvelous than you did before because you're going to be in charge of yourself. Do you know that you're in charge of yourself?
Yes.
Really and truly. That's the way God made it. He put us in charge of ourselves, and He put us in charge of ourselves with our brain. Marvelous thing, this brain we've got. You know, and my job today is to help you understand a little bit, just a little bit, about how your brain works so you can use it better. Now that's why you're going to feel more marvelous, because you're going to be able to use your brain better than you had before. You're going to be, I may even expand your head size. You may learn so much your skull has to stretch a little bit too. Here's a poster. I'm going to be working from these posters up here, and there's some information on them that I want you to have. There's a name for all this information. I'm going to go through 8 posters today. If I were your regular teacher, I would probably only do it once a day. I would do 1 poster a day. But I'm a special teacher, so I'm going to go through all of the posters today. All right? But we have to do it kind of fast. I'm not going to try to get you to understand everything. Boy, there's a lot on this poster, isn't there? Lots of words and stuff. I'm not going to try to get you to understand everything that's on there, because if you're interested and we want to go on doing more of this, then I'll help you understand more and more about it in time. But today, I want you to get some vocabulary. All right? I want you to be able to remember some words that are very important words, so that you and Mrs. Roy and Mrs. Gately can begin using those as you continue working together. All right? This poster has a story. The story is in 3 parts. One part of the story is this part over here. It's called The Real World. I know you can't, from the back of the room, read the words, so I'm going to read them to you. You could read them if you could see them. Can you see the real world here, way in the back?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So that you might be able to help me with that. Well, we live in the real world. It's a real place, and it has a sky. What else is in the real world? Share with me. Yes.
Water.
Good.
Air.
Yes.
People.
Right.
Animals.
Yes.
Land.
Yeah. Oh, so many things. And what do the people and the animals do in the world, in the real world?
They like go to shops and buy things.
We do. The animals go. Yeah, they eat. They do things like we do. We live together, don't we? We live. Animals live on the earth, and we live on the earth. So you know what? You and I, as people, are partners with the earth. You know, it provides all kinds of things, and you and I use those things to make a good life. See, we make a good life. It isn't given to us. You and I work hard to make a good life. And I want to help you gain information, some knowledge, so you can make yours better and better and better day by day by day. So there's a real world. Now, this person over here is a picture of each one of us. I call this person me. I want you to call this person me. Who is this? Me. That's right. It's every person on earth. See, every person has a partnership with the earth. And there's something that connects us so that you know what goes on in the real world. You have a whole set of organs that you sense information with. It's called your sensory system. Your sensory system. And it's made up of what? Read them with me.
Eyes, ears, nose, skin.
Right. And our eyes give us sights. And our ears give us
Sounds.
scents. That's what we smell, isn't it? Odors, aromas, scents. And with our skin, we get tastes and feels. Yeah. You know, rough, smooth, cold, warm. We get all that. See, our eyes, ears, nose, and skin bring us information from the real world. That's why we have eyes, ears, nose, and skin. So that we can know what's going on around us. Now, with all that information that we take in from the real world, once it comes to us, then we have to use our brain to begin to understand it. What's coming in, all that information. And we do that in these steps. The first thing we do up here is you have to be able to recognize what's coming in. I want you to recognize this. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty. All right, tell me, what is it? It's a song. Very simple. Okay, you could even name a specific song, couldn't you? See, I gave you information that you could recognize, right? You already had it. What if I were to sing a song in Chinese? Some of you might understand it. I don't know. Others probably wouldn't. See, if you can't recognize it, if I say Yat Yi Sam Si, what have I said? 1, 2, 3, 4. See, you didn't know it because you didn't understand the language. You couldn't recognize what I was sending you. So the first thing here, we have to recognize it. Your teachers make very sure that when they begin to teach you, they teach you from the things that you know and then go into others. First, we recognize it. Once we recognize it, then we begin to sort it, organize it, put it for use. Everything that comes into you, we store in our brain. Everything you've ever felt, smelled, seen, or heard has gone into your brain, and you've organized it down there. Sometimes it's hard to get at, but it's in there. And that's what we call all I know. So in your mind, in your brain, you have an all I know part of your world. Make sense? What are you in school for? What happens when you get information from school?
You learn.
That's right. Where does it go?
To your brain. All I know.
That's right. You put it in all I know. What happens at home? Goes to all I know. What happens from a friend?
All I know.
What happens from a coach?
All I know.
Right. Everything at the TV.
All I know.
Yeah, that's where it goes. It gets stored right in there. So that everything you learn, it adds to what you know. Now, can you see school adding to what you know?
Yes.
Yeah, more. And it's very important, isn't it? So that you know these things. Yes, dear.
No, I'm like.
It'll come to you in a minute. What comes? Will you raise your hand again? Okay. All right. So there are 3 things I want you to remember from, well, maybe a little bit more. 3 things. What's this? What's this? Sensory system. Good for you. Boy, that was tricky. You didn't know whether to say eyes, ears, nose, and skin or sensory system. The whole thing is your sensory system. It has parts. What are the parts of your sensory system?
Eyes, ears, nose, skin.
Right on. And the whole thing is called?
Sensory.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, so we have the real world and we have a sensory system. Who's this?
All I know. Me.
This is me. That's right. This is me. And in me is
All I know.
all I know. And we keep adding and adding and adding to all I know. Very important that we remember those things. So that you use your eyes, ears, nose, and skin to take information in the world and store it in all I know. Yes?
I don't know. So it's kind of like a dictionary, you know, like looks through all the things you know, and then, you know.
It's kind of like a dictionary. Sorts through all the things you know. You probably use something else that's sort of like.
Keyboard.
For a computer.
Computer.
You got your own.
You got your memory.
You know something? They made computers when they understood more about the brain. Knowing how the brain works is what made computers work. Yeah. People were, even before that, scientists were looking for some other things, and what they did is study the brain. It's a marvelous thing. The more we know about it, the better it works for you. Now, what do we know from this chart? There is?
The real world.
There is?
Me.
The bridge between us is? It's made up of?
Eyes, ears, nose, and skin.
Brilliant. Absolutely. I can see your heads grow. By George, they're getting larger, but they're still beautiful. I mean, they're not gross yet. They're not that big. So let's go to number 2. Ready?
Yes.
All right, we'll go to number 2. Oh, I forgot something. Can I put this back? I need to put this back. I really do. Because from all I know, there's something that happens with all I know. Something happens. Very special. Yes.
You forget?
Yeah, you do. Sometimes you forget what you know. That's true. But you don't, see, it's still there. It's still there. But what you haven't done is build a bridge to it. You haven't built a good bridge to all that you know. You know what builds the bridge to it? Practice, 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 practice. The more practice there is, the more you build a bridge. Now that's really true. You really do that. Scientists have studied the brain, and as you do a job again and again and again, you actually do build a bridge that connects, so that you can ask for that information from your brain, and the highway is already there. Zip, it comes right back.
What's the bridge made out of?
It's just tissue. It's human tissue. That's all I can say. It's like flesh, only it's just a little tiny little screen thing that goes across there. We can get really technical in this, and I don't want to get too technical today. Another time I'll get more technical, all right? First we get the vocabulary, yes.
On the bridge,
Pardon me?
when you have to practice, it's almost like having your friends, when you meet a friend, and then that becomes your best friend. You just memorize the name.
That's right. You practice that friendship, practice it, practice. One more, and then I'm going to go on. Yes.
Is it like when you get better at Nintendo?
Exactly. Exactly. The more you practice Nintendo, the more you remember all the things you need to do, because Nintendo gets pretty tricky. But the more you practice, the better you get at it. You build a good bridge. Okay, from all you know, people, something very special happens. The best parts of all I know, you put in a very special part of your mind. And it's the place that we call all I want. The things that I really want the best. Now, you have an idea about what makes a good life. If I say to you, tell me what a really good sandwich is, what is a really good sandwich? All right, pastrami, that's hers. What's yours?
Subway.
All right.
Cheese. Grilled cheese sandwich.
All right. See, they're different, aren't they? But for each one of them, they could answer the question, a really good sandwich is pastrami or grilled cheese, Subway. You all have it. See, in the pictures in your mind, you have a picture album of all the good things you want in life.
Yep.
See, you really got that. And so it's important to remember that. I could say, how would you like your mother to greet you when you go home tonight?
Very kindly.
Okay. He's got a picture in his mind. He sees how that's going to happen. See, we really think sometimes with pictures. We get a kind of a picture of, he can see his mother greeting him in a very kind way. The way his mother is kind to him may be a little bit different than yours, but it would be pretty much the same. The important thing to remember is that we have a part of our brain where we keep all the good pictures of life. Really good. Now, to make sure we have one, see, God didn't forget anything. To make sure we have one, a picture of that, he did something for us He gave us a set of needs, of what we call basic needs. The first really basic need is to stay alive. Huh? Isn't food a basic need? Yeah. What are some other things that are basic needs? Yes?
Air.
All right. You have to breathe, right? Breathing is so important, so very, very important, you don't even have to think about it. Tell me how many times you think about breathing. Not very often, right? You just do it, right? Your lungs just go like this and the air goes in and out. I mean, you just have to have air. It's very, very important. So that's just automatic with us. That's how important it is. What's something else we need?
Trees.
Okay. We need trees so the air is clean, yes? Yes.
Water.
Right. We need to drink.
Food.
Yes. You got it. See, to stay alive, people, we need those things. Now, that's a physical need, the need to stay alive. There's a word for it, to survive. Say that for me. Survive.
Survive.
Yeah. The basic need to survive, to stay alive. That's number one. I'm going to teach you these on your hand. Show me your thumb. What is that one?
What?
Stay.
Alive.
The first need is?
Stay alive.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, remember that now, because we'll come back to it. Now, in addition to the physical need to stay alive, we have some things, some ideas that really make life good for us, some basic needs that make life very good for us. And all those basic needs are put into our bodies. We know we have those basic needs because we have genes in our body. Now, the genes have a job. Have you ever heard of genes in your body before? Little tiny things.
They give you their skin and color and everything.
That's right. See, they instruct. Genes instruct your body. They tell your body what to do. My genes told my body to be a man, to be a male. Right? I'm a male. I'm a big one, so they call me a man. I'm old, so they call me an old man. Well, not all the time. So my genes instructed me to be a man. What color did my hair's turning gray and getting thin. What color did his genes instruct his hair to be?
Brown.
Yeah. Think of yourself. What color did they instruct your eyes to be?
Brown.
See, they instruct you. They instruct your body to do things. Okay, we have a set of genes that instruct us so that we can have a good life, and there are 4 things that we need. The first one was survival. Now we're going to learn 4 more. Read them.
Belonging, gaining power, having fun, being free.
Okay, there are just 4 of them. Now let's think. What do you think belonging means? What do you think? Yes, dear.
Something that you own.
All right, something you own.
Belonging to someone like you.
Belonging to someone, in like a family. Yes.
And it's like your life is belonging to yourself and nobody can take charge of it.
All right. Okay. Belonging is a very important thing. You want to be with people, don't you? You want to be part. You want to be loved?
Yes.
I sure do. I sure do. And you want people to love you, and you want to love other people. See, belonging is a partnership. We need each other. How do you feel when nobody seems to want you around? Yes.
Unhappy?
Yeah, rotten, right? You just don't feel good. See, that's what the genes tell us. If you don't have people in your life that make you feel important and that like to be with you, you feel bad. And when you feel bad about it, then you try harder to have friends. So that's what the genes tell us, that when we're lonely and we're feeling bad, we need to correct it and we need to make some friends. So we know what belonging is about. Very important in our lives. Gaining power you don't know much about yet, but you're going to know a lot in just a minute. Your power is what you know. Okay? Now, we talked about this a minute ago. We said, look at here. We take in all this information and we put it down here. This is your power. Everything that you know. Is it important that you come to school and know more? Yes. It's important that you get all the power you can. It's so important that we never say you have enough. That's why we say you have to gain power. Gaining power is the need. Again, more, more, more. Every day we live, we have a chance to what? Gain power. More information comes in. Very, very important. Muscles aren't power. Brains are power. Knowledge. All I know. That's where my power comes from. What I know tells my muscles what to do. So muscles aren't power. Muscles are strength, but they're not power. Power comes from all I know. It's important for us to remember that now because we'll be using that as we go through here. Having fun. What's having fun all about? What's fun to you? Tell me what's fun to you. Yes.
Playing basketball.
Great. For you.
Not going to school.
Not going to school.
Riding my bike. Playing Nintendo. Genesis. Eating candy.
See, now, let's think about all those kinds of things. I heard eating fun. I heard choosing fun. Not going to school. Choosing fun. See, I mean, how's fun make you feel? Yeah, great, happy, fun. You know what the job of fun in your life is to keep you tuned up. You know, does your mom or dad ever have to take the car in for a tune-up? Yeah. Why do they need a tune-up? Okay, I guess we should just keep raising hands so that I can go around. Why do you think, hon? Oh, I'm sorry, I thought your hand was up, yes.
So it can gain more strength so it can run better.
Yeah, what happens when a car needs, how do you know a car needs a tune-up? How does it feel when you're in the car, you know?
Maybe like something strong in their side.
Yeah, it jerks around and the engine is rough and you step on the gas and it doesn't go and it dies. Then you have to start it again and you go low and it dies. And, you know, just not running right, see? Well, you don't run right when you don't have enough fun. You just don't run right. You run. I mean, you know, life works, but it's not as good as when you have fun. Fun is a tune-up, and we need to have fun in our life. The most fun of all is being able to do the things that you want to do, and that takes power. The more you know, the more you can do, the more fun life is. Very important. Fun makes us healthy, too. We'll talk about that more another time. So we have, the last one is being free. What's being free to you all about? What do you think?
No wars.
Okay.
No one bossing you around.
Okay.
Having the right to do whatever I want.
Okay. Oh, very good, very good, very good statements. Yeah. Being free is making choices, isn't it? Choosing to do the things that you'd like to do in life. Do you get to choose all the time what to do? Do you get to choose a lot of times? No. Yeah, a lot of times you do. A lot of times. I know mother has said to you, I want you to make your bed before you go out and play, or something like that. Do you always choose to do it? No. Okay. So, see, sometimes people want you to do things and you choose not to do them. If you get into trouble for it, would you say that you chose trouble?
Yes.
Yeah, you really did. You chose not to do what you were asked to do, and then your mother got grumpy with you because you didn't do it. So you really, you know that's going to happen, don't you? Yeah. So you kind of chose trouble. You chose trouble. Do you ever do that in school? Anybody ever choose not to do their homework? Ever? Oh, yeah. Once in a while, yeah, see? Sometimes we are free, but we are not good to ourselves by being free. We need to learn how to be free and good to ourselves. That's kind of called being responsible. That's one of those things. And we'll talk more about that. Let's go through the basic needs. Tell me what they are.
Belonging, gaining power, having fun, being free.
I'm going to block it. Put my big body in front of it. And I'm going to use my hands. What's this one?
Survival.
Hot doggy. Belonging.
Gaining power, having fun, being free.
You will never forget your basic needs. You got 5 digits on your hand, a thumb and 4 fingers. You can remember belonging, gaining power, having fun, and being free. And you know what? All the things you do, all the behaving that you do, is just to fulfill those needs. It's funny to think when you choose not to do your homework, you're choosing to fulfill a need. What need were you choosing when you chose not to do your homework? Yes, you were. You were choosing to be free. You were choosing to be your own boss. And we have to learn that sometimes we need to choose things we don't want to do. Because really, in the long run, it's better for us. And we'll be talking more about that. Tell me again what the 4 basic needs are here.
Belonging, gaining power, having fun, being free.
Okay, I'm going to test you. That's the last. I should have done it this way.
Being
Yeah, I'm just going backwards now.
having fun,
You're reading them. Come on.
gaining power, belonging, survival.
All right, you got them. But remember those because we're going to be talking about those things a lot. Now, here's a big one. This one's tough. Yes, dear. I got a speed.
How come our parents can tell us what to do and we can't tell them what to do?
One of the things that parents have learned more than you have learned because they've lived longer. There's more in their all I know world than there is in yours. Would you agree? They've lived longer. There's more. We call that experience. There's another name for it, but they've lived longer. So when they tell you they want you to do this, it's because they want you to be safe, well, happy. They want you to learn how to live effectively. So parents just don't try to make you unhappy. And I'd rather that we did this conversation a little bit more another time because I need to get through this. Could we do that?
Yeah.
I promise to go on with it. If indeed you would like for me to talk with you some more after we're through today. This is just how you behave, people. Remember I said you have pictures. I asked you what was your favorite sandwich. And I got some favorite sandwiches. Okay, so I take you to a restaurant and I buy you my favorite sandwich. My favorite sandwich is broccoli. Oh. Why? So you have an idea. I say I'm going to take you for a favorite sandwich and you instantly think of your favorite sandwich and then I give you my favorite sandwich and you go, ooh. Okay? See, that's why we have this good picture album, so we know how life is good for us. And here they are, belonging, gaining power, having fun, and being free. In our brain, we have all these pictures about how life is good for us for each one of this. With our eyes, ears, nose, and skin, we look out here at the real world, and we compare what's happening in the real world with the things we have in our mind. If I give you the sandwich you want, how do you feel? If I give you my broccoli sandwich, how do you feel? Good. Yeah, disgusting. Okay. That's neat. So when things go right for us, going right means it's happening like you'd like it to happen. That make sense?
Yeah.
That means going right. If it's going right, it's happening like you'd like it to happen. If it's going wrong, then you feel rotten. It's not like you'd like it to happen. See, and it all has to do with the ideas that are in your head. We'll talk more about this. But I want you to carry a couple of ideas away from this, and that is that you compare. There's a little television screen in here that has a balance scale we'll talk about. You compare what you want with what you really get. Say that for me. I compare what I want with what I get. Yeah, what I get in the real world. Say it for me again. I compare what I want with what I get in the real world. When they are the same, I feel good. Say it. When they are the same, I feel good. Say the whole thing. When they are the same, I feel good. It was weak. Say it again. When I are the same, I feel good. When they are the same. When they are the same, I feel good. When they are the same, I feel good. Right on. When they are different, I feel good. Okay. Say it. When they are different, I feel bad. Okay. There's a lot more on this poster, but we're not going to do any more today. We have another chance to talk about it. I'll do more. Here's the one that puts it all together. Now, this one, you might know some. Have you learned GPAR in this room? GPAR. Not yet. All right. But you're going. This is just the way our brain works. Remember, it starts with an idea of what we want. Yeah. We think pictures. We have good pictures in our mind. From pictures, we say, I want. Every time you say, I want, you're setting a goal. And the way you get the goal is to do something, to behave, to act, to do it. And you get it. Well, the way to get it is after you've set the goal, you make a plan. You think about it. Decide how you're going to do it. Then you put your plan to work in your action. That's doing. And the minute you start to act, you start to see, am I getting what I want? You start that comparing, you know, the pictures with what's actually happening. You compare that. So these are 4 words I want you to remember. Our behavior works from goal to plan to action to results. Goal, plan, action, result. Goal, plan, action, result. That's the behavior. I'm going to give you a word. That's a behavior loop. You know, follow my finger. The roller coaster goes along, it goes up and over and down. Where it crosses itself again, it's made a loop when it does that. This is a behavior loop. It begins with what you want. Plan, action, result is that you come down and check it to see if you're getting what you want. That's what the results are. And remember from the other poster, when I get what I want, I feel happy. And when I don't get it, that's right, you feel sad. And so that's how we know life is going good for us. Every time you feel sad, it's because things aren't happening like you want them to. Now we should look at one more set of posters so you understand that. Tell me what the behavior loop is again.
Goal, plan, action, result.
Actually, good. Say it once more. It was a little weak.
Goal, plan, action, result.
And we're going to start to use that at one of these points. Now, I want you to know how your results work. And I'm going to ask for a little help here. I'm going to ask for the three people right up here in front of me, like this. Would you come up and hold a poster for me? And would you come up too, honey? All right. I want you to take this one, turn around and hold it in front of you so everybody can see you. And you hold this one. And see, I said it was going to be a bouquet, didn't I? And you hold this one. And you hold this one. Okay? Now hold them up. Hold them up. I want you to see, just right in front of your eyes, like, so you can see them. All right. Now here's the poster that says things we feel good. When we get the things we want, we feel like this, glad. Okay?
Happy.
All right, now these three all go together. This is what happens when we're not getting what we want. We feel three ways. We feel
Sad.
afraid. Those are the things. Whenever you feel mad, or you feel sad, or you feel afraid, all it says is that life isn't very good right now. You'd like something better to happen. And we're going to learn to use that so you make your life better. See, when you feel one of these ways, mad, sad, or afraid, you can turn it around by using GPAR. Goal, plan, action, result. You can make it better. See, I told you today that I was going to begin to give you some information that would make your life better as you learn to use it. Now we have to begin to put all of this together in some way so we can use it. Would you like to do that?
Yeah.
All right, all right. Well, then we'll try to make a plan so that we can keep this up. So I can come back and be a special teacher another time with you, and we can take the next step in this. All right?
All right.
All right, tell me. What's this picture say? But how do you feel glad?
Happy. Getting what you want.
Great. What's this picture say?
Mad.
I didn't really, okay. What does it say? What does Matt tell you?
It's not what I wanted.
Not what you wanted. Really, it's even a little bit more specific. You're not getting what you want. Sometimes you feel like somebody's in the way. To feel sad, you lose something, right? Okay, and afraid?
When I'm scared.
Yeah, you're not safe. You're not safe. That's when you feel afraid. Okay, enough for today. Enough for today. Tell me, again, this, when I get what I want, I feel
Happy.
when I don't get what I want,
Mad.
when I lose something,
Sad.
when I'm not safe.
Afraid.
You got it. Did a great job. We went through 8 posters. That last one was pretty good, wasn't it? Wasn't too long. Okay, not too long? Good. Pretty smile. Okay, thank you very much. Would you put them right down behind you there and then take your seats again? They're pretty good display boards, aren't they?
You should put them up in the classroom.
You could. And we have posters that you could put up in the classroom. Not these colored ones. We have ones that you could color yourself if you want to.
Yeah.
If you wanted to talk about them, see, so that you'd know a little bit more. If you'd like to do that, then I talk with Miss Royer about how she can get some for you to use. You'd like that?
Yeah.
Shall we talk more about this?
Yeah.
Shall I make a plan with your teacher to come back?
Yeah.
I have to talk with her. What if she says no?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll be so sad. I don't think she will. I don't think she will.
Did you say no?
I'll be the second to the last picture. That's right. I'll be sad. All right. Neat. I really enjoyed being with you, and I'll look forward to coming back again.
Okay.
Meanwhile, do your best.
Okay.
Do your best.
You too.
Thanks.
Thank you.